Hello dear students, today we will talk about chapter number 5, coal and petroleum. See students, we use many things in our daily life. Some of them are provided by the nature, so we can say they are natural, and some of them are man-made, so we can say they are synthetic. Here in activity 5.1, you need to list out the material or the object which we use in our daily life as natural and man-made. On the basis of their availability in nature, the resources are broadly classified into two types. The first one is inexhaustible natural resources, and another one is exhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources are present in unlimited quantity. That means whatever the amount we want to use of those resources, it is not going to replenish, means they are not going to end up, right? So, say for example, sunlight and air. Next, opposite to inexhaustible natural resources, the exhaustible natural resources, they are present in limited quantity in nature. That means, if we are using in excess, not wisely we are using, then they are going to end up a day. Okay. So, say for example, wildlife, minerals, coal and petroleum. See students, there is activity 5.2. In that activity, we have limited item, food item, right? In group number 1, you can see there is less number of persons or peoples are available, so they can take the things as much they wish. In group number 2, you will see there are increase in population, and in group number 3, you can see the more number of peoples are there. So what we have observed in this activity, we have observed as the item is limited and the population is increasing day by day. So a day will come when there is no food item left for the future generation. So today we need to think over it, and we need to use wisely all the exhaustible natural resources. See students, coal and petroleum is formed from the dead remains of living organism. So the dead remains of living organism is actually called the fossils, right? So that is why these fuels are called fossils fuels. Let's talk about the coal. You may have seen coal or heard about, आपने देखा होगा और सुना होगा कोल के बारे में. It is hard as stone. ये स्टोन के जैसे हार्ड है और ब्लैक कलर का है. So these are the properties of coal, right? पहले जो कोल है, कोल इज़ वन ऑफ द फ्यूल यूज टू कुक फूड. पहले जो कोक है वो फूड को पकाने के काम आता था. अच्छा, अर्लियर इट वाज यूज इन रेलवे इंजन टू प्रोड्यूस स्टीम टू रन द इंजन. तो जब स्टीम इंजन की डिस्कवरी हुई और रेलवे में स्टीम इंजन यूज हुए, सो स्टीम इज फॉर्म्ड और प्रोड्यूसेस फ्रॉम द वाटर. सो वाटर इज नीडेड टू हीट अप. सो फॉर हीटिंग पर्पस एज ए फ्यूल कोल वाज यूज as well as it is also used in thermal power plant to produce the electricity. Coal is also used in various industries. So these are the uses of coal, and earlier we have seen the properties of coal. Let's talk about the story of coal. About 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forests in low-lying wetland areas. Due to natural process like flooding, these forests got buried under the soil. See students, 300 million years ago, on the earth there are dense forests in low-lying wetland areas. That means the water bodies is here. So what happened due to flooding and earthquake and other natural swamp, you can say, right? What will happen? These forests got buried under the soil. These trees are fallen down and buried under the soil. ये soil के नीचे दब गए. The vegetation died and formed peat. तो क्या बनाया इन्होंने बनाया पीट बनाया, राइट? द पीट इज कंप्रेस्ड बिटवीन सेडिमेंट लेयर टू फॉर्म लिग्नाइट. नाउ व्हाट वाज हैपन? दीज फॉरेस्ट गॉट बरीड अंडर द सॉइल. एज मोर सॉइल डिपॉजिटेड ओवर देम, जैसे जैसे ज़्यादा सॉइल उनके ऊपर साल दर साल डिपॉजिट होती जाती है, वैसे वैसे उनके ऊपर प्रेशर बढ़ता जाता है, और जब प्रेशर बढ़ता है सो दे आर कंप्रेस्ड. द टेम्परेचर ऑल्सो रोज एज दे सैंक डीपर एंड डीपर. तो जैसे जैसे वो नीचे की तरफ जाते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे उनका टेम्परेचर भी क्या होगा, इंक्रीज होता जाएगा, बढ़ता जाएगा. सो अंडर हाई प्रेशर एंड हाई टेम्परेचर व्हाट विल हैपन? दीज डेड वेजिटेशन कन्वर्टेड इनटू कोल. ये जो डेड वेजिटेशन है ये कोल में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है। अच्छा, ये प्रोसेस क्या है, बहुत स्लो प्रोसेस है, यानी आराम से होता है, इसमें कई सौ साल लग जाते हैं। सो दैट इज़ वाई द स्लो कन्वर्जन, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization। तो carbonization क्या है, carbonization when dead vegetation converted into coal, right, and it is a slow process. This process is called carbonization. See students, on the basis of the percentage of carbon present in the coal, there are four main type. The lignite coal contain the 20 to 30% carbon. Similarly, in subbituminous coal that contain 35 to 45% of carbon, and on the other hand, so the next one is subbituminous. Subbituminous contain 35 to 45% of carbon. Okay, and similarly you can see here third one is bituminous coal that contain 34 to 86% of carbon, and the last one is anthracite coal, right, it is contain 86 to 97% of carbon. So as much as the percentage carbon is increased, that much heat they produce. So on the basis of percentage and heat produced by the coal, there are four types: lignite coal, subbituminous, bituminous and anthracite. Here you can see the picturization of the formation of coal. The first one, what will happen, 3 million years ago there were the vegetation. Once the swamp occur or take place, all these vegetation get dried or covered under the soil. As they have sank deeper and deeper, the temperature and the pressure is increases and they slowly changes into coal. The dead vegetation changes into coal. That process is called carbonization. This is how the coal mine is look, right. So this is coal mine. Now in this picture you will find that the places in India where the coal mines is present or available. So here you can see there are the places in India where the coal mines are present. So students, when coal is processed, it gives three types of product. The first one is solid, and then the liquid, and then the gas. The solid one is called coke, the liquid one is called coal tar, and the gas is called coal gas, right. So first one is coke. Coke, the property of coke, here it is hard, black colored and porous derivative of coal. It is pure form of carbon with less content of impurities. It has high carbon content. It is used as a fuel in metal industry for manufacturing steel and extracting many metal. Extracting many metal means metals are not present in the free stage, they are present in the form of ore. So from the ore we need to extract the metal, and in this process coke is used. Next one, you can see the coal tar, the liquid which we obtain by the processing of coal is coal tar. Here it looks like, the property of coal tar is it is nearly black, thick and viscous liquid. It possesses a characteristic smell, बहुत बदबू होती है इसमें. It contain 42%, 48% hydrocarbon, 42% carbon, right. It is extensively used as a starting material of industry for manufacturing synthetic dyes. इन सब के starting material में इसको use करते हैं. Naphthalene ball जो कि हम moth repellent के जैसे use करते हैं, वो भी कोल तार से बना होता है, right. Earlier coal tar were extensively used for metaling road. कोल तार को हम जो डामर रोड है उसमें यूज़ करते थे, बट अभी क्या होता है, कोल तार की जगह हम क्या यूज़ करते हैं, बिटुमिन यानी डामर यूज़ करते हैं, और ये एक पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट है. नेक्स्ट जो हमने देखा था कि जो गैस बन रही है वो है कोल गैस. इट इज़ गैसियस मिक्सचर ऑफ हाइड्रोजन, मीथेन एंड कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड. It is formulated from the processing of bituminous coal, used as a fuel to derive coke in absence of air. Means when we process coal into coke, a gas is derived, that is called coal gas. Many times steam is supplemented to react with the hot coke, thereby ascending the producing gas. Coal tar and coal are obtained as byproduct. First, it is used as a lightning in street lights in London in 1810. 1810 में लंदन में इसको लाइटनिंग के लिए यूज़ किया था कोल गैस को, और आफ्टर 20 ईयर्स न्यूयॉर्क में भी इसको 1820 को एज ए लाइटनिंग रिसोर्सेज यूज़ करते हैं. नाउ right now as it is not used as a light source, it is used as a source of heat. About how petroleum is formed. Petroleum was formed from organism living in the sea. As these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of the sea and got covered with the layer of sand and clay. See students, here is the images which show the formation of petroleum and the natural gases. See, tiny sea plants and animals died and buried on the ocean floor. Over time they were covered with the layer of the silt and soil. Soil की layer इस पे जमा हो जाएगी. Over the millions of years the remains were buried deeper and deeper, और ये नीचे की तरफ चले जाएंगे, ऊपर इनके soil cover होते जाएगी. The enormous heat and pressure turned them into oil and gases. और जिससे क्या होगा, इन पे हाई प्रेशर और हाई टेम्परेचर वर्क करेगा और ये किस में चेंज हो जाएंगे, ऑयल और गैसेस में चेंज हो जाएंगे. टुडे वी ड्रिल डाउन थ्रू लेयर्स ऑफ सैंड. हम इसमें क्या करते हैं, ऑयल वेल्स, पेट्रोलियम वेल्स के थ्रू हम क्या करते हैं, इनको ड्रिल आउट करते हैं. द रॉक फॉर्मेशन दैट कंटेन ऑयल एंड गैस डिपॉजिट, और इस तरीके से हम इनको बाहर निकालते हैं. सी द ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ पेट्रोलियम. See, plants and animals die, right? After they die, as they die, their body settle at the bottom of the sea. With the passage of time, they got compressed due to layer of sand and clay deposited over them, and then under high pressure and temperature, in the absence of air, right? That these dead plants and animals slowly get converted into petroleum and natural gases, and these natural gases and petroleum have been drilled out through the petroleum well, as we have seen here. Now in this picture you can see this is the process of extraction of product from the petroleum. Petroleum is also called crude oil, right? Crude oil भी हम petroleum को बोलते हैं, and it is black, thick, unpleasant smell. ये black color का होता है, बदबूदार होता है, unpleasant smell होती है इसकी, और इससे बहुत सारे हम जो है प्रोडक्ट को निकालते हैं. कौन कौन से प्रोडक्ट को निकालते हैं, कौन सी प्रोसेस होती है जो इसमें यूज़ होती है प्रोडक्ट को ऑब्टेन करने के लिए, वो है फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन. फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन मतलब डिस्टिलेशन की ही प्रोसेस है लेकिन फ्रैक्शन में होती है, पार्ट्स में होती है. इन डिफरेंट टेम्परेचर वी गेट different substance. See, we will have the crude oil inlet from here, and at the temperature when rise up to 20 degrees Celsius, we will get the liquefied petroleum gas. As the temperature rise up to 70 degree, we will get chemicals. At 120 degrees Celsius, we will get gasoline. 170, we will get jet fuels. 270, we will get train fuels, and at the end we will get residues, that is called bitumens, right, for surfacing the roads. Bitumen we will get at the last at 600 degrees Celsius. This is the diagram of petroleum refinery. You can see there are the chamber and the fractionating column, where we will get the different subproduct of petroleums. In this table you will see the uses of petroleum products like LPG, where we use the LPG. LPG, the full form of LPG is liquefied petroleum gas. It is used as a fuel for home and industry. Petrol we use as a fuel in motor and aviation industry. Kerosene we use in stove lamp and for jet aircraft. Diesel we use in heavy motor vehicles, and lubricating oil we use for lubrication to reduce the friction. Paraffin wax we use as ointment and candles, Vaseline. Bitumen we use for paint and road surfacing. Students, we know that our coal and petroleum are exhaustible natural gases, exhaustible natural resources. So we need to use them wisely. See, it required the dead organism millions of years to get converted into the fuels. So, and the reserves are very limited. So their use is also need to be care, right? And when they burn, they produce carbon dioxide which cause air pollution as well as global warming. So it is therefore necessary that we use these fuels when absolutely necessary. तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि जब हम बहुत ज़रूरी है तभी इनका यूज़ करें. This will result in better environment, smaller risk of global warming and their availability. और इससे क्या होगा, जो रिस्क ऑफ ग्लोबल वार्मिंग है वो कम हो जाएगा और हमारे पास एक बेटर इन्वायरमेंट अवेलेबल होगा. इन इंडिया पेट्रोलियम कंजर्वेशन रिसर्च एसोसिएशन, ये क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, फुल फॉर्म पूछ लेते हैं पीसीआरए का. तो पेट्रोलियम कंजर्वेशन रिसर्च एसोसिएशन एडवाइजेज पीपल हाउ टू सेव पेट्रोल एंड डीजल वाइल ड्राइविंग करते समय आप पेट्रोल और डीजल को कैसे सेव करेंगे. इन्होंने कुछ सजेशन और एडवाइजेज दिए हैं. कौन से सजेशन है वो, ड्राइव एट कांस्टेंट एंड मॉडरेट स्पीड. जब भी आप ड्राइव करें तो कांस्टेंट और मॉडरेट स्पीड पे करें, बहुत ज़्यादा स्लो ना चलाएं, बहुत ज़्यादा तेज़ ना चलाएं और स्पीड को फ्लैक्चुएट ना करें. सेकेंड है स्विच ऑफ इंजन एट ट्रैफिक लाइट, जहाँ ट्रैफिक लाइट है वहाँ पे इंजन को स्विच ऑफ कर लेना है. इंश्योर करेक्ट टायर प्रेशर. अच्छा, अब जो व्हीकल आप चला रहे हैं उसका टायर प्रेशर अगर करेक्ट नहीं है, बहुत कम है, तो क्या होगा, फ्यूल ज़्यादा कंज्यूम करेगा व्हीकल. एंड द लास्ट वन इज इंश्योर रेगुलर मेंटेनेंस ऑफ व्हीकल का आप रेगुलर मेंटेनेंस करते रहिए सो दैट इट विल कंज्यूम लेस फ्यूल.